So we all know Target and Walmart. They're probably the biggest retailers for just general stuff. And although neither of these places are known specifically for their clothing, they both do have pretty big clothing sections. So as someone who's bought a few pieces from both, I was wondering which one was better. So today I went shopping and I picked out 5 items from both Target and Walmart. And we're gonna compare the price, quality, and selection from both these stores to try to determine which one is better. So the first place I went to was Target. And believe it or not, I actually used to work at Target. So I'm pretty familiar with their clothing section. Now for this challenge, I just wanted to have one simple rule, and that's that every piece I got had to be from a store brand. So for example, Target does carry clothes from like Levi's, Wrangler, and Haggers, but since these aren't their own brands, I don't really think it counts. So that narrows us down to 3 brands that Target owns: Goodfellow & Co., Original Use, and All in Motion. So Goodfellow is kind of just their most basic brand. They've got everything from button-ups to sweaters and jackets. Nothing's really statement pieces, it's just kind of your average guy's clothing. Then you have Original Use, which is their fast fashion brand. So basically this brand tries to keep up with the trends. So yeah, Original Use will occasionally have some stuff that's cool, that's on trend, and then other times they just have some cringy ass shit. And the last brand, All in Motion, is their activewear brand. Now I'm gonna be straight up, with both Target and Walmart, I didn't buy any activewear pieces, although I really do like All in Motion. They rolled it out when I worked there, and it's supposed to be a competitor to Lululemon, just obviously way cheaper. And I gotta be honest, all the shorts I own are from this brand, and they're pretty nice. So although I'm not reviewing anything from it today, I do recommend that brand. Anywho, I spent quite a bit of time at Target shopping. I tried on a bunch of different pieces, but eventually I found 5 that I was content with. Okay, so this is everything I ended up getting. For all 5 pieces, it was about $130. So anyways, the first thing I got was a very simple pair of pants, and I got something very similar at Walmart because I kind of wanted to compare their pants. Now this is just a 5-pocket pant, and it is slim fit. Now this pair runs for $30, but honestly they feel pretty good. They're 98% cotton and 2% spandex, and I really liked the way these fit, and I thought they were just, you know, a good basic black pant. They're definitely not like a formal pair of pants, but they kind of could go with a lot of different things, and that is part of the reason I got them, is they go pretty well with some of the tops I got. So yeah, I'm gonna say these are a pretty good deal. 30 bucks for a pair of pants like this is pretty good. Okay, so next up we've got this quarter zip, and I gotta be honest, I saw this, I tried it on, and I loved it. I only have one quarter zip right now. It's a polo one that I thrifted, but this one ran for $30. I'm gonna have to see how this holds up over the next few months because it honestly feels like it could fall apart pretty quickly, and it's not like the cheapest thing they had, so I'm just gonna say it's an okay value. And I know with clothes, there's a huge discrepancy because some people are used to paying like $100, $200 for a quarter zip, and other people like me thrift most of their stuff, and so I don't spend a lot of money on each piece. So I do understand that for some people something like this is like very, very cheap, but for other people it might not necessarily be. So next up is kind of similar. We got this long sleeve polo. So this ran me $30, and to be honest, it feels like it's a little more well made than the quarter zip. Of course, it's still Target clothes, so it's not like the most amazing thing ever. It, however, is 60% cotton, 40% polyester. If you didn't know, polyester is like plastic. It's made with oil. I don't know if you guys saw, but I did do a video a few years ago where I bought a bunch of clothes on Shein, and everything from Shein is like 100% polyester. It just feels like crap and isn't made to last a while. So yeah, I thought this was a good value. I think it could go well with the black pants, and it also is good for a day that's, you know, maybe a little chilly but not super cold. So for the quality and the price, I'm gonna say this is a pretty good value. Next up, we've got another pair of pants. Now this is the only thing I bought that wasn't the Goodfellow brand, and I gotta be honest, the Original Use brand had some pretty good stuff. The problem is I don't wear the most like casual trendy clothes. I've kind of been going for a more timeless style, like the old money look. That being said, I saw these carpenter pants and I couldn't pass up on them. Something about brown pants. I've never really worn them a ton, but I really just like the looks of this color. So these were also $30. So everything was like relatively the same price. But yeah, these are just your classic carpenter designer pants. They've got this stitching and this little loop. And I thought these fit pretty well. They do say they're relaxed fit, but I didn't think they were insanely baggy or anything. And last but not least, we've got another polo. So this is pretty similar to the long sleeve. It doesn't have buttons, but I don't know, as someone who doesn't really wear polos, I actually really liked the way this looked on me. So this was the cheapest thing I got. It was $17. And it doesn't feel amazing. It is like slightly see-through. It is 100% cotton, but they obviously didn't use a ton. That being said, I think wearing this, it looks pretty good. And I don't know how long it's gonna hold on for, but it also feels like it'll last more than a few washes, you know? So I'm gonna say this was a good value. So even though it did take like an hour for me to shop for everything, I do think that Target has a pretty good selection. For the men's clothing, it's not huge. They have a ton more women's stuff, but you know. And I will say the quality is just like decent on most things. These black pants are probably what feel the best. So of course, with this just being a big box retailer, you can't expect these clothes to last you years and years and years. But for something that's nearby to most people and pretty affordable, I think it's a pretty good place to shop. So after being content with pretty much everything I got from Target, I was a little bit worried about how Walmart was gonna go. I've bought like a few things from Walmart before, but they've been the most basic things. I think I've bought like a sweatshirt and some sweatpants. And obviously Walmart is not known as a cool place to get your clothes from, but I walked in open-minded, and to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. So Walmart actually has a much bigger selection than Target does for men's clothes. They did carry the basics like Hanes and Wranglers, but they also had Dickies, and then they had a brand from Snoop Dogg, and a very obvious knockoff of Ralph Lauren polo. So honestly, I had to kind of search through a bunch of different brands, and I had to do a little bit of research to figure out which ones were owned by Walmart. And it comes down to these four. You've got George, No Boundaries, Athletic Works, and Free Assembly. So George is very similar to Goodfellow. It's just kind of your basic stuff. They have things like jackets, dress shirts, jeans, chinos. Basically, they've got something for every guy. No Boundaries is their fast fashion brand. I actually lied a little bit earlier. I did buy a few oversized tees from this brand, and they weren't bad at all. Super cheap. It's got the same problem as Original Use though. Sometimes the stuff is a little cringe. Believe it or not, Athletic Works is their athletic brand. And honestly, I have never bought anything from this brand. It seems fine, I guess. And last but not least, the one that was the most shocking to me is this new one, Free Assembly. So this is a brand that Walmart unveiled last year, and it's directed by award-winning designer Brandon Maxwell, who I'm totally a huge fan of and didn't just Google. It claims to be a modern style brand at an affordable price, and I gotta be honest, it delivers. There was a lot of good stuff in just this section. But yeah, after trying on a bunch of stuff, it honestly did not take me that long to find 5 things I liked. Okay, so this is everything I ended up getting. And we're gonna start off with these pants. So like I said, I got a very similar pair of pants as to the ones I got at Target. These, however, are actually labeled as chinos, and the material is slightly different. I will say they're like not as thick, and they feel like a little bit less quality than the Target ones, but like by the slightest. And on the upside is they were 50% cheaper. They were only 20 bucks. And this is that Free Assembly brand. I really liked the way that these fit. And also, I gotta say, they kind of had better sizes. Maybe it was just the one I was at, but I was actually able to find like a pretty good size for me. These are a 29-30. Ideally, I wear like a 28-30, but those are kind of hard to come by. But it seemed like in the pants, Walmart had more size options. So these are 97% cotton, 3% spandex. So yeah, actually like a really, really good blend. And to be honest, I don't really need 2 pairs of black pants, so I'm probably gonna return the Target ones and keep these. I think what really edges these out for me personally is just the way they fit. But yeah, these are an amazing value. Next up is this sweater. And I gotta say, this is probably the weakest thing that I got out of all of these. Although I think it looks pretty nice and it fits pretty good, the quality leaves like quite a bit to be desired. It is already like fraying quite a bit. And I feel like after a few washes, it's probably not gonna be nearly as comfortable. So this was $22, which isn't like a horrible price, but I've gotten like better quality sweaters from Old Navy, especially when they have like really good deals. So I'm just gonna say this is like an okay to good value. On the complete contrary though, this next piece was kind of a steal. So I got this navy jacket. It's kind of like got like a canvas feel to it. And this kind of might be cheating, but this was on clearance, although it was just with all of the other stuff from this brand. So originally this was $38, but it was on clearance for $27.
$27. And yeah, so I said this might be cheating because it was on clearance, but I could just not pass up on this. They didn't have a whole lot of options for sizes, obviously, because they're trying to get rid of it. But I don't really see why. I love the way it fits. It feels really well made. That being said, at its original $38 price, it's not as good of a value, but I'm like really glad I got this. And you definitely gotta check to see if they have anything on clearance while you're there. Okay, so next up is just a basic pair of jeans. And to be honest, I don't own really a light pair of jeans anymore, but I was able to find some pretty decent regular jeans from George. And the most wild part about these are 13 bucks. Now they aren't made with real denim. They are 100% cotton. But that being said, they're like very comfortable. They fit pretty well. There are already some like threads coming off, so they're probably not the best made pair of jeans ever. But for the price, this is like an insane value. Especially for me, I don't wear like jeans a whole ton anymore. So that's not something I wanna, you know, spend a bunch of money on. If you are someone who is a daily jean wearer, you might want something that's higher quality that'll last you longer. But like in a pinch, if you just need a pair, these are crazy good. And last but not least, I went a little out of my comfort zone for this jacket. So this is another piece from George. So this is like a super warm jacket. I don't know how much use I will get out of it. But that being said, it is like very well made. It's very thick. It feels like it's gonna hold up. So it is 98% cotton, 2% spandex. And you can feel it is a pretty nice jacket. It does run $40. So this is like the most expensive thing I got from either store. That being said, Target does have jackets that are $40, $45, but for the price, it's a pretty good value. Not as insane as the jeans or the other jacket, but still a good deal.
So yeah, I was kind of shocked. I never really thought I was someone who would wear clothes from Walmart. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I just didn't know they had good stuff. Honestly, as someone who worked at Target, I've kind of created a bias towards it. I just like to assume it's better, even though it's pretty much the same thing. But like I said, the three metrics we were looking at was price, selection, and quality. So for price, this is very simple. This goes down to Walmart. Although yes, some pieces were not nearly as cheap as others, I got some really crazy steals. Like those jeans being $12 is kind of crazy. So yeah, Walmart wins price easily. For quality though, I am gonna have to give the edge to Target. This isn't a huge lead at all, but I just noticed a little more consistency with everything from Target. Yes, some of the pieces I got from Walmart felt really good, but some of them did kind of feel cheap. And also feeling a bunch of stuff that I didn't buy, I just noticed overall most things at Target were a little higher quality. As for selection, this is definitely the most subjective one. Although I did find a lot of stuff that I liked at Walmart pretty quickly, they were all pretty much from that one brand. And without free assembly, this kind of would have been a much harder challenge. So a part of me does want to give the selection to Walmart just because I got through it way quicker. But for me personally, I'm still going to have to give the edge to Target just because in general, there's more stuff in that store I would wear. But I think for a lot of people, this could be either a tie or in Walmart's edge. So in conclusion, for me, I've got the slight edge to Target. So now y'all gonna let me know, have you ever bought clothes from Walmart or Target? If so, what's your experience? What do you think about the quality and the price there? And where should I try next? Should I do another Shein video? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.